Okay, what we have here is a Crate 1R vintage solid state amp. Some say this was the first amp that Crate made, and it looked like a crate. Maybe that's why they call them that. It's pretty cool. Now, here's the controls on it. Just a input 1 and 2, and they're not equal. The input 1's a little higher gain than input 2. Gain, treble, bass, reverb, master, very basic. There is a slope switch, which is pretty neat. I guess now I would call it a contour or shape, but same idea. And for an old solid state amp, it's really not that bad. I'll bet you if you put a preamp in front of this thing, it would sound pretty good. This does not look to be the original speaker. Somebody's put a Magnavox in it. And on the back panel, what you've got is a foot switch jack for the reverb and a line out, and that's about it. So I'm going to play a couple of chords through this thing so you can get an idea of what it sounds like. This is a PRS SE, custom 24 Floyd with stock pickups, whatever they put in them. Sounds a lot like a Seymour Duncan, really. So here's let's start on the bridge pickup. And I'll show you what the slope switch does. It just fills in the mids and highs just a little bit. It's very subtle. This amp has a decent amount of bass. I had it halfway up. I have it a little past halfway now, and it sounds fine. Now I'm going to blend the pickups, neck and bridge together. Full on neck pickup. It sounds kind of full for an old solid state amp. I bought this thing at an estate sale, cleaned up the volume, cleaned up all the pots on it, and cleaned out the casing on it, and that's all I've done to it. I'm sure it could use new caps and some stuff. Alright, so let's play with the reverb. The reverb, it's an Accutronics reverb. I didn't get the model off of it, but it is Accutronics. I opened up the bag because I was curious. I've got it turned up halfway. It's pretty subtle. But it sounds like you would expect. An Accutronics reverb is probably going to sound pretty decent as long as it has a good loop going through it. Turn it up about 3/4. And it's foot switchable. Alright. Enough of that clean stuff. So it's got gain. You think that if you turn it up a little bit, you're going to get some distortion. Well, in order to get a good distortion with this, you're going to need a preamp or a distortion pedal. But here's what it is. I just dimed out the gain, and we'll turn up the master volume a little bit. My camera's going to compensate for the volume, so it's going to sound the same to you guys, but trust me, this thing is, even at that volume, it's louder than I can talk over. That made the reverb a little twangy. sounds like a vintage 70s almost with a fuzz box or something. Anyway, so it's not a gain amp. If you want a good distortion, put a pedal in front of it. But the clean's respectable, and the tone for a solid state low wattage amp is not bad. Plus it looks cool. I mean, come on. They put the thing in a crate, they named it a crate, and yeah, it's kind of a gimmick, but it does perform. So, happy jamming, everybody.